Can you believe it is the end of February? It's hard. We're almost at March, almost at spring. As you know, if you've been reading this blog for a while, my family started 2021 with a prayer. We decided to list our house for sale on December 31st. We very quickly found a buyer, and on Friday we closed on the house. We have not, however, found a new home to purchase. So right now we are in an apartment. So you may or may not notice that my background is a little bit different. I'm having to be a little creative so that I have a similar background to what I've had. But it's all good, and it is well with my soul. If you've been following this blog for a while, you know that it was my children who initially decided that it was time to move. And they started putting the pressure on. Mom, we want to move. Mom, we've never moved. Mom, so-and-so got to move. When are we ever going to get to move? And I started thinking about the fact that when I was in 11th grade, we got a dog. And we got a dog in 2020. And my son is in 11th grade. And the only time I ever moved with my family, I was in 8th grade. And I have an 8th grader. And the experience of moving and packing and learning to love another neighborhood and meet new neighbors and all of that, that was good. And as a parent, I try to show my children different things and teach them through experiences. And so, along with other things, HOA and all that kind of stuff, we decided that yes, we probably should go ahead and head on down that journey. Had no idea what the process would be like given the time that we decided to move. If you've heard the term seller's market, it is a seller's market. There are very few homes for sale right now. And so, every house that lists, they get 5 or 6 contracts, and the owners are looking through the contracts to see who has made the best offer. And quite often, those offers are going way above and beyond the asking price. So it's very competitive. It is what we call a seller's market right now. I've joked that the Lord has answered the boys' prayer in abundance. Not only will they get to experience moving one time, they will get to experience it twice. We're in this apartment, and we hope that it is a temporary thing, and that within the coming weeks, we will be able to locate, have a contract accepted, and then move into our new home. Will it be our forever home? I don't know. That remains to be seen. We've got a junior and an 8th grader. And so, I expect that there will be changes in the future. So I don't know. I don't know if our next home will be our forever home. I will leave that to the Lord. Through this process, I'm always thinking about why. You could say that I'm questioning God, but I'm wondering why. Why has this been so difficult, Lord? Why do we have to go to this apartment? Why, Lord? And then I start trying to answer those questions with what I know of God. I try to start answering those questions based on what I've read in His Word. And so 2 things have come to mind this week as we have gone through the process. One, He may be teaching us to live with less. We left a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house in a great neighborhood to live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. And did I mention we also have 2 dogs in this apartment, 2 full-grown dogs in the apartment with us. The boys are sharing a bedroom. I was concerned about that they wouldn't like that. But I told them, as you're thinking about going to college in a few years, this is a good time to, experience life with a roommate. They're having a ball. They're sharing a bedroom. We gave them the master bedroom in the apartment. They're fine. They both have their beds on opposite sides of the room. They're doing just fine. The dogs are enjoying walks every couple hours on a leash. Before we just send them out to the backyard and let them do their business. Now they get to go on walks and They get pats on the head, and other people are, hey, can I come pet your dog? They get to smell different people, smell different dogs. Anyway, it's good. As we packed, we had to make a lot of decisions about what to keep, what to donate, and what to throw away. And I began to realize that our home had a lot of excess stuff. We had purchased a lot of things over the years. We had been given lots of gifts over the years, and there was just stuff. We probably had enough stuff in our house to decorate 3 or 4 homes, and probably enough furniture for 2 homes. So we're learning to live with less. And as scripture tells us in John 15, he cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. So we've been going through the pruning process. And I'll tell you, the pruning is hard. There are things that have memories attached to them. I have gifts that were given to me that were given by people who are no longer living. And so those gifts are very special. There are memories attached. And it's hard to let go of those things. But I'll tell you, I was with the boys. They were packing up things and pulling out little baby clothes and baby blankets and, things that they remember from when they were little. And, the stack of things to keep was really growing while the stack of things to part with was kind of small. And finally I said, we have photo albums of you wearing that outfit, or you with that blanket, and you with that toy from Christmas morning. We have pictures of those things, and they're in the album or they're in the photo box, so we don't have to keep the actual item. And Nick said, "Oh, that's true. That's a good way to think about it." And I said, that is a good way to think about it. And I hadn't been thinking about it when I was making my own stacks. So we are learning to live with less, and I think that that's a good lesson. That can help us and shape our gift giving for the future. Hopefully this message will help shape your gift giving for the future. But it will also hopefully make us more generous to others in the future. A second thing that he may be teaching us is to rely on him more. In Bible study, we're in Genesis, I think 32, 33. And we're learning about how God shaped Jacob over a 20-year period of living with Laban and his daughters Rachel and Leah. We see early on that Jacob made a lot of decisions on his own, but as he grew, he prayed more before making decisions. I think I'm kind of in constant prayer. I'm always praying about something, but I think this week, maybe even this month, I've been more intentional about my prayer and stopping to actually pray out loud as opposed to just my general prayers that I'm always going over in my mind. The other day, in exhaustion, after lifting and carrying boxes down the steps, I said, "Lord, please give me the strength to lift these final boxes and get them down the steps." And he did. And I didn't think I could do it, but I got those boxes down the steps. On Friday morning, the forecast was for rain. I prayed that he help us to do what was needed before the rain started. I left the house to go get dressed for closing and left Troy there. I think he was like sweeping out the garage, the final steps. And he said that as he backed out of the yard, it began to drizzle. So he does answer prayer. As we continue to look for our house in this seller's market, we have come to realize that finding the house is largely out of our hands. I don't know where our house is going to be. It's been suggested multiple times that we build. I really don't want to build. But if it's in his will that we build a house, then I suppose we will be building a house. But he knows what I want. He knows what my husband wants. He knows what each of the boys want. And more than that, he knows what we need. We don't know the future. I say the boys will be going off to college, but who knows how this whole situation with COVID or other viruses, who knows what that may become in the future. Maybe we need a house that has, study space in it. I don't know. I don't know what we need, but he does know what we need. And so we're relying on the one who knows these things to help us to make the right decisions. I struggled with this post this week. I had several titles kind of floating around in my mind. It's just stuff. I thought about calling it less stuff, more him. I thought about it's a process. But I've been trying to stay in touch with my feelings, and I've been thinking about how I was going to do the blog outside of my home office that I'd made at home. But it is well with my soul. I think as I was doing things, moving things out on Thursday, I realized that I was neither excited nor did I have regret. Not excited, didn't have any regret. It was well with my soul. It is well with my soul. And so that is this week's title. So it's a process. It's a choice to trust God through your every circumstance. Continue to pray, remain joyful and hopeful through the process. And I will leave you with two scriptures. One is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 16 and 17. Therefore, do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. And I will also leave you with Psalm 126, verses 2 and 3. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in, and I will give you an update next week. Thank you.